Hello and welcome to another update video about render. So we are still projecting out render as a pretty unreliable diagonal pattern here. Yeah, we have a clear structure. Well, okay, it's not a clear structure, it's a diagonal structure. But first of all, of this swing low here, we have, and that's the reason why I'm looking at it as a diagonal. Yeah, we need to consider the entire context, and the entire context tells us that this here is a three-wave move, very clearly. The first wave up, yeah, an ABC. But we didn't make a new low, yeah, and therefore, if this is an ABC structure and we rallied higher afterwards, basically just leaves the option of a diagonal pattern, yeah. And if this is a diagonal, then we have here ABC in one. This here looks also like a corrective structure because it's not a clear impulse, yeah. So it's not a five-wave move. You can clearly see that there is no reliable. I mean, if this was a 1-2 down here, this is the 3. Where's the 4 and the 5? It's just not there. Okay, so from that point of view, it's another ABC. It's a corrective structure. Then ABC down, very clear three-wave move down, and now here. Question is now in this fifth wave, when is this going to finish? Bear in mind that diagonal counts can change quite a lot, yeah, because it's not an impulse, so it's a diagonal. In a diagonal, you deal with unreliable corrective structures. Yeah, it's not impulsive. Elliott wave works best in impulsive structures, and it tells us to be careful in diagonals. Yeah, so one strategy could be to wait for the diagonal to finish, and then we should get a deeper wave 2 correction. And I have sketched out support for wave 2 here. This is the standard Fibonacci support zone between the 78.6 and the 50% retracement. Well, that is one possibility, or to try to really look into this and maybe trade the channel, yeah, on the way up. I wanted to dive deeper into the subwave structure here and label the subwaves, okay, of this structure here really, because we need to understand when is the wave 5 finished. So first of all, if we understand the move up as a diagonal, we wanna count it as an ABC, and I've got here my A, I've got here my B, and I've got here my C, and we can look at it in the on the lower time frame. Just move the waves a little bit more accurately. Okay, so if this was the C, probably the A sits here, and then I've got a nice ABC structure in B, yeah. So within B, I've got an A wave, I've got an overshooting B, and I've got a C in B. I'm gonna take that off again. It's just for, you know, the education to see where the count comes from. So I then look at this and say, all right, what is the subwave structure of the C wave? Yeah, I do have. Let me think. 1, 2. This could be, but the last move looks like a 5-wave move. Okay, so otherwise I would have said that this could be an ending diagonal. And it certainly could be. It could be an ending diagonal in the C wave. It's just that the move up is clearly 3 waves. Here, the first one could be a wave 1. Here, a wave 2. This looks possibly 3-wave as well. I could say, okay, 1, 2, 3. This was a 4 and this was a 5, but it's sort of 5 waves to the upside, which makes the diagonal option less likely because you normally want to have 3, but it certainly would adhere to a possible expanding diagonal structure. Yeah, so I think there could be a case to be made that this C wave is sort of over, because we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an ending diagonal of wave 5. So that means we're talking here about a diagonal pattern within a diagonal. And if this is the case, then you can use the trend line here of the ascending broadening wedge as a guide. Because typically, not always, but typically, ascending broadening wedges would break to the downside. Okay, and then you have a first target for the wedge break is typically the beginning. So that could take us out of the channel. But certainly, I would say if we break below this trend line, there's a really decent chance that it takes us actually to the support line of the channel. If I'm looking at this in a little bit more detail, then you can see that it means if we break below today's intraday low, was it actually today? Yeah, today's intraday low at $2.02, the downtrend could start. That's certainly very valuable information. So diagonals themselves are difficult. They are unreliable, I can tell you that. But you can use trend lines, for example, in diagonals to guide you. And I think we need to be on high alert that this wave 5 could be over already. But as long as we are moving in the channel here, even in this ascending broadening wedge, it follows obviously the pattern. So in a diagonal, we need to be watching the chart because situations can change quickly. But for now, I would count this move up as possibly complete at least, right? But just bear in mind that as long as we don't break out of the channel, it's just going to extend. And it can do that, no problem, But yeah, that's sort of what I've got at the moment about this. If we have topped already at around 260, then relevant support for a wave 2 pullback is and remains between 80 cents and 147. Okay, that's my update about Render. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.